We're not the only ones that use the starry night sky to navigate and find our way through the night. In fact, seals, frogs, moths, dung beetles all use it as well. But I want to talk to you about birds especially. So birds have been using the stars to navigate longer than humans have. I mean, the North Star is the brightest star in the sky, so of course they've been using that forever. But there's something that they do naturally that we just don't. So birds are just cool enough that they can naturally detect Earth's magnetic field generated by its molten core, that they can determine from that alone their position in the sky as well as what direction they're flying. See, birds are insane. This fact was uploaded by Autumn, and I appreciate your submission. If you have any facts that you want me to go over, go ahead and post it in the comments. I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, dude, Mr. Turtle is my father. Name's Crush.
So you may have noticed that our boy Crush up here has a really laid-back, kind of mellowed-out attitude. And that's because, well, they eat jellyfish. And while they're poisonous, it doesn't really harm sea turtles. Instead, it kind of intoxicates them, like marijuana does to humans. Which kind of explains what they were doing in the jellyfish patch when they found Marlin.
Taking on the jellies. You got serious thrill issues, dude. Oh, awesome.
Did you know that we wouldn't have any tequila without bats? And that's because...
No tequila? No!
Did you know that humpback whales love to save other animals from killer whales? And nobody seems to know why? I mean, they will literally hunt out orcas just to sabotage their attempts at hunting prey. And they've literally been seen carrying victims on their back to safety just to get them away from the killer whales. And researchers... they're just not sure why they do this. I mean, why put yourself in so much danger when there's nothing to gain in return? And honestly, I just think they're that intelligent. They actually have the mental and emotional intelligence to care about another species or another thing in this world. And I think there's multiple different cases of that intelligence out there, and I just love finding different examples of it. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys ever seen this video before? It's made its way around the internet showing an odd-looking creature deep in the ocean. Now, we know what this is, so the mystery is gone now, but if anyone wants to still think it's aliens, then that's totally fine. It's called a comb jellyfish, and to be fair, I have never seen one make a shape like this before. It's incredible, but it's also really eerie. Comb jellies protect themselves by giving off a bioluminescent glow, but don't worry, you know, they're completely harmless to us. They do not possess stinging cells, so they can be safely caught. So, lobsters are apparently super complex. They don't have a centralized brain anywhere, but they have a bunch of little nerve clusters around their body that functions as a brain. Their nervous system is in their abdomen, and their teeth is in their stomach. And, of course, their kidneys are just up there in the head, of course. And, yeah, they hear using their legs, but taste using their feet. And they tend to favor one claw over another, so they can definitely be left-clawed or right-clawed. Man, lobsters are crazy. This is an incredibly rare subspecies of red fox, and it's only found in a small area of Canada, and it's known for its striking coat that's marbled in white, black, and gray. It's like a husky, but in cat. Fun fact of the day.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
The average cat's reaction time is between 20 to 70 milliseconds, whereas a snake's average is between 44 to 70 milliseconds. So, cat usually wins. Let's talk about what would happen if Finding Nemo was scientifically accurate. You may want to skip this one. You're still here? Okay, so if Finding Nemo was scientifically accurate, after Nemo's mother died, Nemo's father would have turned into a female, and they would have mated. This incredibly rare fish is called a barreleyed fish. It gets its name from the barrel eyes right here that actually point straight up most of the time. It actually has to look through its own forehead to be able to see where it's going, and then their eyes can point forward as well to capture the whole field of view, to see its mouth and be able to grab food. Oh, and these bits right here aren't actually eyes. I think that he just saw that other fish had eyes here and wanted to fit in, but pretty much these function as nostrils. But yeah, this fish is super interesting, and it's really rare, so we only have seen a few, but we don't know too much about it. 3 animal facts you might find interesting. So octopus have been around longer than the dinosaurs have. In the 1870s, we found out if you feed a canary a red pepper, they'll turn orange. And the great frigate bird sleeps for 12-second bursts while in flight, allowing it to fly non-stop for months at a time. The king of power naps. So this is especially true for venomous snakes like cobras and rattlesnakes, but biting is one of the few reflexes that can activate even hours after the animal dies. So be careful, even with a severed head, they'll kill you. The fireworks spitting fish. Its real name is the cardinal fish, and what you're seeing it spit up right now is something called an ostracod, a type of zooplankton. And if the fish didn't spit this up, it would become brighter and easily seen by predators. Here's a completely useless fact that I just found interesting. Armadillos live to be about 4 years old. They always give birth to 4 babies, and they're always the same sex and identical quadruplets. There you go. This doesn't sound real, but baby turtles talk to each other while in their eggshells so that they can hatch at the same time. But yeah, I just never knew that they talked, but apparently they communicate quite a lot. So you may already know that jellyfish are 98% water. But that also unfortunately means that if they ever wash up on shore, they will evaporate in just a few hours. Just a cute reminder that otters like to hold hands while they're sleeping so that they don't drift apart from one another. And if the pups are too small to hold hands, then they just hitch a ride on mama. If you ever see one of these hairy frogs out in the wild, be careful. These guys are known to be so aggressive that they'll break their own bones, force it through their skin, and use them as claws to attack things, even people. Are y'all ready for the cutest sound in the world? Get ready. This is a grasshopper mouse, and it's from the Sonoran Desert, and it's actually immune to scorpion venom. But the best part is it howls at the moon. Listen to this. Did you know that giant tarantulas and frogs often live together and help each other out? Yup, these two have a broship that you don't see very often. The tiny frog eats the ants that would destroy the tarantula's eggs. In exchange, the tarantula shares its burrow and defends the frog from predators. Did you guys know that horseshoe crabs have saved millions of lives? Who would have thought? So yeah, the Atlantic horseshoe crab originated 450 million years ago, and that's why they're kind of known as the living fossils. And I guess you don't live that long without coming up with a few tricks up your sleeve. And in their case, they developed blood with remarkable antibacterial properties, which have been used in pharmaceutical manufacturing for the past 40 years and have literally saved the lives of millions. Oh, and if you guys were wondering like I was, what about their blood makes it so special, they have something in it called the limulus amoebocyte lysate, which immediately binds and clots around fungi, viruses, bacterial endotoxins. So yeah, it's that binding and clotting ability is what makes it so invaluable to the pharmaceutical industry. Just thought I'd let you know.